Alright, Shalom. It's the brother from GMS North Carolina came back with another video. Before we go any further, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakal Kodash. The bonus to the elder apostles, the great millstone, teaching us 100% truth according to the Bible, rule well, and peace and blessings so elected the nation of Israel today through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai Shai. I'm tired of this lesson. If a man die, shall he live again? Center upon the scripture. Job 14:14, which I'm just gonna jump into it. It says, "If a man die, shall he live again?" And that's the lesson name. I said, "If a man die, shall he die again?" Slakia. But if a man die, shall he live again? And the answer is yes. And with that, the answer being yes, that means what? According to the Bible, reincarnation is a thing. Meaning back, incarnation. Back in carnation flesh. So being back, we're back in the flesh. Our spirits, we get new bodies every time we come back, of course. But the answer, if a man dies, shall he live again? The answer to that is yes. This is Job 14:14 again. If a man die, shall if a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change come. So very simply, yes, the answer, if a man dies, shall he live again, is yes. We come back every 3 or 4 generations to receive our judgment. That's the way Yahweh Shema Shai set things up. What's this, Job? 18 or 19? Let me see. Let's just look it up. Yeah, okay. No, Slakia. The worms. Because Job said the same thing. Bear with me, brothers. This is, Job 19. Job 19, yep. This is Job chapter 19, verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. So Job knew that his Redeemer liveth, and he shall stand in the latter days, the last days, the latter meaning last, the end of days upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, because when you die, you get buried, you become food for the worms. You see? He said after he dies, worms will destroy this body. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet when I get born again, it's like, when he becomes born again, not born again in a sense, as Yahweh Shai was speaking about, being baptized by this word, but no, physically born again, when he will come back, through the carnations and be put back, his spirit was put back down here on this earth. And though after my flesh worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see the Most High, whom I shall see for myself, and my own eye shall behold, and not another, though my rins be consumed within me. See, he said with his own eyes, not with another man's eyes, with his own eyes shall he see the Lord. This is 2nd Ezra 7 and 56. 2nd Ezra 7 and 56. For while we live and commit iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death. So I'm reading that again. It says, for while we live and commit iniquity, as we live sin upon sin, That's why it tells you, bless no man before his death. Because you look at these Edomites in this lifetime; they've lived long, great lives. They lived till they were old. They never seem to have judgment come upon them. You see, and they've done so much atrocity, so much wickedness on the planet Earth to the children of Israel. It would have looked that they got off scot free. But no, let's read this again. It says, For while we lived and committed iniquity, we considered not that we should begin to suffer for after death. So after death, see, oh, it's talking about hell. No, it's not. I'm gonna prove that to you in just a minute. The place of judgment is down here on the earth. This is 2 Ezra 14:35. For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. You see how simple, it is, It said when we shall live again in bodies on the earth, you know, not in the spirit, no, but when we shall actually live again down here on this earth. It says, For after death shall the judgment come, when we shall live again. And then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared. You see? This is, I do want to get this Exodus. I'm going to get that Ecclesiastes. But let's get Ecclesiastes first. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3, start 15. And it reads, That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been. It's talking about your spirit, you see? And the Most High require that which is past. See, the Most High is requiring that which is past, the things that you've done in your previous life, Let's get down Sirach real quick, What was that? Sirach 21. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 21. And 1, My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but as pardon for thy former sins. The sins that you committed in your past lives. You want to ask for forgiveness for those sins as well, because those things, they're set in stone. That's part of the reason why we are here in Babylon. Because we are serving out the iniquities, of our forefathers, which was us. You see. This is Ecclesiastes 3:16 again. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment. And what's under the sun? Brothers down here on the earth, we know that the earth is under the sun. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So under the sun being here on the earth, this is where judgment is played out. This is where Yahweh Shema Shai plays out judgment for the people on the earth. This is Exodus chapter 20 and 5. And it reads, Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. It's talking about these false idols or any graven image. We're not supposed to be serving these things. For I, the Lord, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. See, the Lord's visiting the iniquities upon the fathers, upon our forefathers, and everyone else, but really the Lord's dealing with Israel, so righteous judgment goes out, throughout the earth, but the Lord wants Israel to repent and learn from their mistakes unto the third and fourth generation, Let's get Baruch real quick, because the Lord talks about us remembering ourselves, in the land of our captivity, because we have sinned against Him. We went astray, but we're remembering who we are. We're remembering what's the purpose of us, living down here on this earth. It's to serving Yahweh by Shema Shai. This is Baruch 2:28. as thou spake by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a very small number among the nations, where I will scatter them. See, this is the Lord is talking to the Israelites in the wilderness. He's saying, look, if you don't want to hearken me in your third and fourth generation, when you were going to come back in the flesh, I was going to bring judgment upon you to where you were going to be scattered. You know, and what proves that this is talking about the men literally right there in the wilderness? You know, and also, what did Moses say? Therefore choose life that thou and thy seed may live. This is Ezekiel 18:20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. You see, so the point was, the soul that sinneth, it shall die. The one that commits iniquity, you know, he's going to be rewarded for committing that iniquity. What does it say? Be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. That's righteous judgment, you know? It wouldn't be righteous for your grandpa to kill someone, you know, at his old age. You know, he dies, you know, and then when you're born and you're of age, you gotta pay for it. You know, that wouldn't be righteous. You see? This is Baruch 2 and 30 again. For I knew that they would not hear me. Who did he know? The wicked jakes in the wilderness. The Lord knew that they would not hear him, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, you know, we're in the land of our captivity now, they shall remember themselves. The same jakes that were you know, that were back then or now. And they and shall know that I am the Lord their power, for I will give them an ear, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear. And they shall praise me in the land of that captivity and think upon my name. This is Baruch 3 and 7, and it reads, for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee. You see, and we are forefathers that sinned before the Lord, and that's why we are in Babylon the Great, playing out our judgment right here on the earth, you know? But the point's been made, you know, Lord's willing, this lesson was edifying. You know, look, reincarnation in the Bible, you know, that's the reason why, you know, we are in this predicament. That's why I tell you in Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquities of his fathers, you know? Because if they want to, whether not, let's talk about the Edomites, whether the Edomites want to believe it or not, they are their forefathers coming back in the flesh, you know? But you know, with that one, give all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Karkodash. Give honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone, teaching us the 100% truth according to the Bible rule well. And peace and blessings so reflected in the nation of Israel. Next time we say, Shalom.